I was my family's unpaid therapist for 17 years. When I had my first mental breakdown and asked for help, they told me to stop being dramatic while planning my sister's 40K wedding. Everyone in my family knew that Emma was their emotional emergency contact. Not a therapist, not a crisis hotline, not even their friends. You called Emma first. When my older brother Jake's marriage fell apart at 2 a.m., he didn't call a lawyer or a counselor. He called me, sobbing about how his wife found his affair and was taking the kids. I spent 4 hours on the phone that night walking him through his options while I had to teach first grade the next morning. When my sister Sophie's boyfriend cheated on her junior year of college, I drove 6 hours to her dorm to hold her while she cried for 3 straight days. I missed my own college finals to be there. When my mom's anxiety spirals got so bad she couldn't leave the house for weeks, I was the one researching therapists, making appointments, and driving her to sessions twice a week for 6 months. That was my role. I was 26 years old, and I'd been the family's emotional support system since I was 9, when my parents got divorced and everyone decided that little Emma was so mature for her age and such a good listener. What they meant was that I was convenient, available, and too young to say no. I kept a journal since I was 12, not the cute diary kind, but detailed records of every crisis I managed, every middle of the night phone call, every time I dropped everything to fix someone else's life. I told myself it was just processing, but looking back, I think I knew even then that something was wrong with this dynamic. Last month, everything came to a head during Sophie's wedding planning. She was having her dream wedding, $40,000 budget, 200 guests, destination bachelorette party in Nashville, the works. I was maid of honor, which meant I was basically her unpaid wedding coordinator, therapist, and emotional dumping ground. The week before her wedding, I had what my doctor later called a severe anxiety episode. I'd been having panic attacks for months, wasn't sleeping, barely eating. Work was overwhelming. I teach special needs kids, and budget cuts meant my class size had doubled. My relationship was falling apart because I never had time for my boyfriend between work and family crises. I was drowning. I called Sophie on a Tuesday night, crying so hard I could barely speak. I told her I needed help, that I couldn't handle being everyone's crisis manager anymore, that I was falling apart and didn't know what to do. Her response, "Emma, this is really bad timing. My wedding is in 5 days and I can't deal with your drama right now. Can't this wait until after the honeymoon?" I sat there holding the phone, listening to her actually sigh with annoyance because her sister was having a mental health crisis during her special week. That night, I went through my journals. 17 years of entries, thousands of hours of emotional labor. I added up everything. Every late night crisis call, every weekend spent managing family drama, every vacation cut short, every relationship I'd neglected, every opportunity I'd missed because someone in my family needed me to fix their life. The numbers were staggering. Since age 9, I'd provided approximately 15,000 hours of unpaid emotional support. If I'd charged even minimum wage, my family owed me over $100,000. But it wasn't about money. It was about the fact that not once in 17 years, had anyone in my family asked how I was doing or offered to support me through anything. Sophie's wedding was that Saturday. I was supposed to give a maid of honor speech about what an amazing sister she was, how she'd always been there for everyone. I spent Friday night rewriting that speech based on what I'd learned going through my journals. Full story link below.